大家好，我是小马，这是我爸爸。Currently we're in a pub looking down on the street that the cinema is on.
I've brought him into here because we're early and it was my idea because he's actually 18, so it's my first time to be in a pub with my son and I'm going to buy him a pint.
Nice, because I bought him lunch. The movie The Father is meant to be sad and moving. My favourite. We have to see if we cry or not.
Yeah, no, I know you will.
2 hours later.
Right, first things first, cooler mate. I'm almost crying.
Tears running down my face. Very, 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 very moving and very powerful.
I want to do a little quick summary of the movie without giving any spoilers away. This lady's dad, he's 83.
Yeah.
He's ill. She tries to find a carer for him and repeatedly fails because he doesn't get along with them. She doesn't know whether to put him in a care home or not. The premise of the film.
Just the challenges of having an aging parent. It demonstrates how difficult it is and how sad and heartbreaking it is. I came away with complete empathy for all of the characters.
What left the deepest impact on you?
The end bit, he wanted his mummy.
When you lost it.
Just heartbreaking because
It was like a child.
And the other thing he said, which I thought was very, very moving, I feel as if all my leaves are coming off.
Like the whole film was very same amount of impactful to me. But the bit that stuck with me was he hears his daughters, leaves his bedroom and he walks out into the corridor, opens the cupboard and he's in a hospital hallway and he goes, what?
Another bit, and actually started to cry in it, was when the person who he thought was the husband, which turned out at the end to be the nurse, slapped him 3 or 4 times, right? And that was just heartbreaking. For the daughter, at one point, remember, she was turning the light off and it looked like she was trying to suffocate him. And of course she didn't.
She must have felt suffocated.
She might have even felt like taking his life.
Yeah.
Because it must have been so difficult for her and it was affecting her life.
No, marriage.
She walked away at the end and she gets in the taxi and she drives away and you can see she's absolutely heartbroken.
Yeah.
She must be feeling incredibly guilty to do that. Seeing this movie makes me think that you should go and spend some time with Grandad.
And you have to have a decision whether to put Grandad in a care home or take care of him or not. What would you do?
Oh God, I mean that's a $1 million question. It's very, very difficult to answer. When you get to that age, in Anthony's case, when he becomes so muddled, maybe even know what he wants at that point. He is in fact a very different character to my dad, for example.
Of course.
No, I know, but what I mean is, my dad had a stroke recently. I mean, he went in hospital, came out, went into a halfway house, you know, you come out and then you go in for a maximum number of weeks, and then you go home, if you're well enough to go home. At the beginning, he was like, I don't want to go home. When he was in this respite centre, we could visit him looking through the window during COVID, he suddenly didn't want to come out.
Really?
Yeah, we're going home next
They
week.
look after me, eh?
No, he says, oh, it's great here. The food's great. My 2 brothers, we were like, he's become used to this. And you wonder what matters most, in this case, my dad. He's got some company if he needs it.
Yeah.
Someone's going to come in and make him a cup of tea 3 times a day or whatever. He gets his 3 meals. He gets his paper. He looks at his horse race and whatever. You would never believe that they would prefer it. But it made us seriously think about.
Yeah, I think I would put you in a care home, you know?
Really?
No, I'm only joking. I feel like if you were as bad as Anthony, I'd build a care home in my back garden.
So you put me in the shed, is that what you're saying? And the way that they moved along corridors and into a room, I got confused. The way that they did it, of going in and out of a room and then something's changed. Everything else is familiar, the person's different.
To me, it reminded me of when Harry Potter, the staircases move to like different corridors. To me, it was like that was his domain, and it was almost like his prison that he couldn't escape from. Each door he went in, it opened a new, it's like a labyrinth almost, but it was kind of like a personification of his mind.
You know, the timeline was sort of condensed.
All the timelines were on top of each other, and you didn't know which one was present, and you didn't know which one was past.
如果你们有比较好一些的答案 please let us know because we are very confused.
I just remember the scene that I really, absolutely beautiful. He was in the kitchen.
He hears someone, he goes, hello, and no one says anything.
Yeah.
You know when you hear a noise when you're home alone, you get like a bat or something, but he picks up a fork, and then sees who it is, puts it in his inside pocket.
He puts it in, later she finds it in his little hiding box.
It's so cute.
I mean, Anthony Hopkins, who plays the main part, he's a hell of an actor. In one minute he's nasty, another minute he can be very warm, funny and charming.
Yeah. What else was Anthony Hopkins in?
His probably most famous role was in A Silence of the Lambs.
I've always wanted to watch that. It's on my list.
You chance should watch it. He's like a national treasure. You know what? I think every single actor was brilliant. Mark Gatiss, who was in the League of Gentlemen, he's been in Sherlock and all sorts of things. He's brilliant. Olivia Colman is great. Love her. She's very, very good.
I think she was next best for me. You could never see where he was about to go. You could just see him in the room in it. Where's he going to go? Sort of.
I love it with the colours. I love the settings. I love the big old flat.
I really liked the look of the film. A lot of muted colours, and there was a lot of recurring blue. Like Anne was wearing blue almost the whole time.
That's true, actually.
The care home that he walked out of, there was like she had a blue bag, and then the wall was. I really liked as well the still shots. And everything was really balanced. One side was equal to the other side.
Another thing is the music.
Classical music.
It fit in very well with the mood.
And I like the absence of music as well. There was a lot of silence.
If you watch the film, I'd like to know what you think about it as well. Yeah, overall, would you recommend to a friend?
I would. It's one of those movies I think everybody should watch.
I think I'd be careful who I recommended it to. You could trigger someone to have a really emotional reaction, or it would teach someone a lot about something they have no idea about, which is what I love about movies, because you go there and you're transported and you learn so much. How much would you rate the film out of 10?
Absolutely 10.
I would say 9 or 8, just because it's not my type of movie. 别忘了点赞、关注、留评论 and recommend some more movies that you want us to watch. 下次再见 guys. Bye bye, love you guys. 再见.
I think Theo's a lot more open if you've done something naughty or whatever else. And he will own up to it and come back and try and fix it. And there's been moments where he's really melted my heart because he's written a little letter and it'll say, Ian, I'm sorry. Please, 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 I'm sorry. Or he draws a little heart and he says, hug, please. And he'll openly try to fix it. Which then you just think, oh,
can't be mad.
It's my fault.
Right, you seriously get it? Fantastic.
Thanks.
This is a momentous occasion. It's the first time that my son has bought me lunch.
Yeah.